Welcome, welcome, welcome. How does it get any better? What else is possible now? Hi, Ruth. Hi, Jean. Hello, nutritious junk food. Welcome. Thank you guys for joining me, and welcome to this really, really special and unique Facebook Live that I'm doing today and Instagram Live that I'm doing today, all about being a selfish bitch. So, everything that brings up for you about being selfish, I want you to get a feel for it. When have you been called selfish in your life? What happened to you when somebody called you selfish? Where were you? Who were you with? Who were the people that were around you? And why did they use the term selfish to identify you? What is that? What did it make you feel? How did it make you shrink? I want to share a really quick story with you about um, a recent experience that I had in my practice. So, for those of you who don't know, I have a consciousness and a healing practice that invites people to greater possibilities. And what we do in my practice is it's not traditional therapy, it's not therapy, but it's the opportunity to look at what is available for us and to see how we can create something different out of it. We work to really go deep and cancel old limiting beliefs that you have about how things have to be, and we create different opportunities for the way things could be for you. And so recently I started working with couples, and working with couples has been such an incredible, incredible contribution. It's allowed me to see how people function when they're in this space together. Okay. One thing that I want to share with you, first of all, about the word relationship itself. The word relationship itself, if you look it up, in Webster's, it says it's the distance between two objects. Okay, so that already should tell you right away that relationships are something that maybe we should avoid, right? All of a sudden, when you get in a relationship with someone, and we're begging to get in a relationship with someone, what you're really asking for is to create distance between you. So, what if we actually invited a new way of looking at relationships, and we called them creationships? Creationships are when two people come together to create something greater in the world. And that's what I do in my private practice, in my sessions, in my couples counseling with people, is I invite them to greater possibilities by creating a creationship rather than a relationship. The miracles are amazing. The transformations in couples relationships are incredible. And every single tool that I give to them is everything that I practice within my own practice as well. So I want to share a brief story with you about a recent couple I've been working with. So this couple was in my office, and they're doing their thing, and it's already been decided that they're separating. They're just looking for the best way to do it. They've been together for 10 plus years. And all of a sudden, he, out of nowhere, he just says, yeah, she's just selfish. She's just selfish. And I said, wow, selfish. And I said, well, wait a minute. What does that mean to you? What does being selfish mean to you? And he said, actually asked her, I turned to her and I said, so you're selfish. What does that mean? And she goes, I've spent the last 10 years of this relationship and this marriage proving that I'm not. She said, I take care of the house. I take care of the kids. I have a career of my own. I contribute. I do this. I do that. I do this. I do that. If anybody's selfish in this marriage, it's him. Why? Because he goes golfing all day. He's never home on time. He doesn't do much for the kids. He doesn't this. He doesn't that. He's selfish. And I said, wow, this is a really, really interesting way to look at it. And then I asked him, I said, do you agree with that? And what do you perceive about her as selfish? And he goes, she does nothing for me. And in that moment, it all kind of unraveled for me because I saw something here that was an opportunity to create something different. I said, wow, we call people selfish, or people call us selfish, in order to manipulate us, to get us to be and do something that they want us to be, or to diminish us into being put into a box that actually makes them feel better. And as this came to me, I started to share some of these tools with them, and I started to look at what was going on in their relationship a little bit differently. And then I said to her, so what if you were the biggest, most selfish bitch on the planet? What would that look like? And she's like, well, I certainly wouldn't be doing this and I wouldn't be doing that. I would be doing this. I would be going to yoga more. I would be hanging out with my friends more. I would be reading more. I would be doing this more. I would be doing that more. And I said, what about taking care of the house and doing the kids? She goes, you know what I'd do? I'd hire a housekeeper that could help me and I wouldn't feel so guilty about it. I'd hire a housekeeper to come help me, and I'd actually have more time to spend with my kids. I just said, wow. And I looked at him and I said, you know what? What about that is selfish? And he didn't have an answer. And I said to this woman, I said, so are you willing to crank it up and be the most selfish being on the planet? So that being the most selfish being on the planet was actually something in which you could create more for your family, for your life, but include you. Unfortunately, we are so busy avoiding and defending what it means to be selfish because we think it's too much of an ego. We think that things are going to go out of control and nobody will respect us, or people will think that we are greedy. And the thing is who gives a shit what other people think? If you've blocked off yourself and you've cut out yourself from every area of your life in order to prove to others what they think you are, then that's actually more selfish, and that's actually more greedy, and that's actually doing a disservice to you, to your friends, to your family, and to the world. And so what would it take for you to include you in everything, especially your relationships? I am going to begin a really, really exciting 8-week telecall that begins next Wednesday, September 21st, and it's called Divorceless Relationships. Divorceless Relationships is based on a book by Dr. Gary Douglas, by Dr. Dane Here and Gary Douglas, the founders of Access Consciousness. And in this book, imagine that the day that you say I do is also the day that you say not me, right? The day that you say I do and you take your vows of marriage to have this happy, healthy, however you do it, wonderful relationship, and but you exclude yourself. And what if instead a divorceless relationship actually included you, and it was a relationship in which including yourself meant that you weren't divorcing yourself? Usually when we say I do, we divorce ourselves from the equation. And that's why most relationships fizzle out and end. And they end because we're not willing to show up and be who we truly, truly be as the equal contribution to our partnership. If we were willing to be the equal contribution to our partnership and willing to put ourselves first in order to be that for our partners and our families, we'd create a completely different reality for us. And we would give our partners permission also to be the most selfish beings on the planet, because we create more and generate more in this world. So my 8-part series, Divorceless Relationship, based on the book by Dr. Dane Here and Gary Douglas, is an incredible invitation to look at those things. And we're going to utilize the book as a guide map. So you can buy the book on Amazon, Divorceless Relationships. And it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be twice a week for an hour on Mondays and Wednesdays. We begin Wednesday, September 21st at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to last for 4 weeks, 8 calls, and it's going to, I know, because this book has changed my life. The tools in this book changed my life, and I know that the contribution, how that they can also change yours. I use these tools in my practice as an Access Consciousness certified facilitator. And how does it get even better? What else is possible? Now, exactly, Donna Serlin. Donna Serlin says, I do, not me. That's right. Donna Serlin, you are an absolutely incredible, selfish bitch. And I fucking love it. And you have the most beautiful marriage, the most beautiful partnership in the world, because you include you and you also allow your husband to include himself. Anna Carolina says, this book is amazing. It's one of my favorites. Actually, Anna Carolina is actually the one that gave me this book and said, you've got to read this book. She gave it to me like 6 or 9 months ago. So kudos to you. Thank you, Anna. Guys, have an amazing, amazing, amazing day. Enjoy the rest of it. How does it get even better? What else is possible? What will it take for us to be the biggest, most selfish bitches on the planet right here and right now? Thank you guys so much. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye, guys.